views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
This is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. This is part 2 of our show that we did last week, and it's with Andrew, what's your last name?
Andy Zowsk.
Zowsk and Ann Aria. So here we go, second show. So we're back. Hello. So you were chatting last week about your favorite music and all that, like the 80s and 70s. How about the 90s?
You know, I like some of the bands in the 90s. I mean, I think, you know, there was a lot of that alternative style, like Soundgarden, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, like the grunge and all that stuff. I grew to like some of it, but, you know, I always would gravitate back to the 70s and even the 80s. But I do have an appreciation for a lot of the 90s music because, you know, we have to push on. There has to be some kind of evolution. So, yeah, I was all right. I can't name off a huge list of bands that influenced me from the 90s, but I do have an appreciation for most of them.
You don't do you do hip-hop too, or just your style?
I've never tried anything. I've done some R&B and some soul, even a little bit of dance pop, but I've never done anything remotely like hip-hop. So, Andrew, if you want to do some hip-hop with me, just, you know.
Why don't you add a little
What do we say? A word, and you do the anyway. Okay, anyway. There we go.
Yeah,
you were thinking.
hot dang.
No, I'm just thinking like, how can I fit in that genre? But I'll figure out a way.
I like that too. How do I possibly fit myself into hip hop? I don't know. They might reject me.
That's completely different culture and everything.
And again, I have an appreciation for it, but it's not something that I would normally listen to, so that's fine.
What is your genre? Basically, Dream Aria?
For our band?
Yes.
Everything with the kitchen sink thrown in there, I guess. No, I would say that we are definitely progressive rock rooted. That's always been the foundation. With, you know, rock. There's been a little bit of gothic element to it. A lot of sort of new age, a lot of soundscapes, ambient. A little bit of techno in there in some of our songs. Lots of operatic bits and pieces. So it's kind of a mishmash, and also some world music element, a lot of that. So I would say we are definitely our own sound, and over the course of 4 CDs, you can definitely tell that we have a certain sound. But over time we have evolved, as most bands do, should, I think, to go a little bit heavier in some ways, but it's still in keeping with our sort of normal messages and normal progressive rock style. So, Drew, I don't know if you have something to add to that. But.
Well, the one that Transcend, what's that, Transcend?
Transcend, yeah.
Is that a ballad?
Yeah.
No, that's definitely a rock song. Especially when it kicks into the second half, it's pretty hard-edged. But that one would be, I would say, progressive rock with world music, even a little bit of goth, a lot of ambient, all mixed into that for sure. And then that Middle Eastern flavor, that would be the sort of the world music flavor that's.
How about you, Andrew? What type of style of music are you really into besides Dream Aria?
Yeah, I really, probably the reason I joined the band was because of my love of progressive rock music. So, obviously, progressive rock, I'm I'm a huge fan of, always have been. And I think that kind of stems from that sort of more technical classical background or the classical upbringing. So just kind of, thinking outside of the box. And I kind of like to think of it as not just as music and as performance, but actually as art, where as opposed to like just kind of something to listen to, it's something to think about as well. So, rock music, of course, classical, all the different eras, from like Baroque all the way to, modern classical music.
You mean you
I really
broke
appreciate.
You broke it?
The 1720s.
Yeah.
Baroque. Oh no, I didn't know it was broken.
Baroque, just say it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So,
Baroque.
but yeah, and I mean even ambient and electroacoustic kind of music again, something just kind of on a deeper sort of thinking level. Anything that really makes you think and doesn't necessarily give the same image to any any listener. Like everyone can kind of get something different out of it. That any kind of music like that, I really appreciate.
So, you're a painter, my dear, and
Yeah, I do it for fun. It's just a hobby. I mean, I do a lot of painting and drawing. But my main thing over the last 4 years has been photography. And I've gone like wild with photography. I would say right now I could have probably up to 200,000 photos that I'm still working on that I've taken, and I've deleted a lot too. But it's definitely my passion right now. I do it every single day. The last 4 years, every day. There's not been a single day that I've gone out and done some kind of shooting. Of anything in nature, sunrises, sunsets, birds. I especially concentrate on different birds. Really, I don't do portraiture. I never take pictures of people, really.
how about the dogs?
Right. Sorry?
I bet you got a trillion of the dogs.
I've got lots of dog pictures, but mostly for my cell phone because they'll do just something so cute, so funny, like out of the blue you're not expecting. You just grab your phone, But professional camera, I'd say I put that aside in a safe place, and when I know I'm going out shooting, then I'll grab it. But so that's been a
They're
lot.
awesome photos.
Oh,
Check
thank
them
you.
out on Instagram. Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies, Andrew?
Yeah. I mean, like, I love working with epoxy and molding things, and I work on guitars as well. So, what else? I don't know. I like tennis and skiing. But really, like, I don't know. It's always been music. Music's been my life. So, I jam all the time with people. I'm scoring for film.
You are?
So yeah.
Yeah, so cool. I love that.
I'm trying to score some of my songs that I have done for TV. It ain't easy. It's not easy. Not for me.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a different way of thinking, but it's kind of nice because you have that canvas already, the visual canvas painted, and you just kind of add that second dimension to it, or
So
the third dimension, I should say, right?
Like
So
you watch the actual movie, whatever, and then you put the music to that, or then they put the some singers, they would have the songs, and then they would give it to the directors and producers, and they would build a scene around that song.
yeah, I've done that. I've done that sometimes with directors, but I'd say 90% of the time they've already filmed. They've already filmed all the scenes, and they have what are called like reference tracks. So they will pick an existing song or piece that was actually intended for something else, but they want that same that same feel.
Yes.
With the original music that's written, so they'll send me both the reference track as well as the the footage that they've compiled,
That's
and then
cool.
I just have to write something that kind of meets that need.
And they give you the music, or you do your own music.
No. Well, I write all of my own original music, but the reference track gives me an idea of the kind of emotion that they're looking for, or the dynamic of the piece, and it just kind of gives me a better idea of what the director is looking for,
That's
especially
right.
for a director who, you know, isn't necessarily musically versed,
Oh,
right?
boy.
Isn't able to tell me musically what they want, but show me based on other music that they've heard.
And
Yeah, you know what? I was just gonna say that I love movie scores, I should say. So that's really cool, Andrew. But I was also gonna say that that's another influence of mine is actually John Williams, the composer. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but he is a fantastic composer, right? Can't go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Superman and all that, right? Star Wars. Yeah, so that's very cool. I'd love to hear some of your compositions too, Andrew. The score.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I feel like I'm left out of this commercial conversation. You were talking to each other.
Yeah, you're all good.
You're good. You train people to sing, and
Yeah.
how do you do it? How
Sorry,
do
how
you
do I
do-
do it?
How do you do it?
You know, I just say, you know what, sing or else. I get the whip out and I just like.
Oh no, you're a
No,
toughie.
no, the way I teach actually is what I do is I give them a basic foundation, technique that they can apply to any style, any genre, because I think that's important. I mean, I'm sure you've heard this many times where the breathing is the basic foundation, the diaphragmatic breathing, yes, that is true. There's a lot of psychological concepts that can be involved. I would say, singing is probably 85 to 90% psychological, and then the rest might be physical. And in the physical sense, it can be the structure of your sinus cavities, your lung capacity to a degree.
That leaves me out.
Psychologically, sorry?
That leaves me out.
No, I mean, if you're taught how to compress air and how to release it, you can make a sound. And I mean, even just speaking is it's a vocalization, right? It's a very natural thing for, most humans, we hope. So if you're just stringing together your speaking words that become a song, right? You're just using different inflections and that sort of thing. But it's a real joy of singing, teaching singing, because some people hear them lost almost overnight with a few tips that you give them. Suddenly they just find their voice, and it's really rewarding in that sense for me, and so for them too, right?
I have a couple spoken word songs out. One called Wolves.
Wolf?
Wolves,
Wolf.
I should send that to you again, eh? I'm sending you a lot of stuff. I was going to also say I wrote Two Little Owls, and Matt Gerber from Toronto put music to it, and he sang it, and it was so beautiful. We put, Bob, my husband, put pictures together to jive with the owl song, and it's beautiful.
That sounds
that's
cool.
cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I want to hear some of it.
Oh, you will.
All right.
I'm hinting. Oh, Suki. Okay, you have, so your band, who came up with the original word, the name?
The name?
We.
Before I joined, there were two other singers, and they had a name band, and they left to pursue some other endeavors, so they kind of took the name with them. So when I was brought on board, it was basically, it was wide open as to what we might be called. And I remember they sent me their song when I first heard music.
Yeah.
It sounded very dreamy to me, dream-like, fantasy-like. And they also have a lot of operatic elements, a lot of sort of aria.
Aria.
So it's like a dreamy aria or a dream aria. And I just sat down and I said, maybe that's what this band is. I wasn't sure. And I just ran it by the guys, and he said, yeah, that kind of works. So it ended up sticking, and here we are. So,
How many songs have you guys written?
how many songs?
that you have recorded on your CDs and all?
I think on the first CD there was 13 songs. Songs. I think all the other 3 there's about 10 songs on each. And then we had a couple of songs that we didn't really release on those CDs. So yeah, there was quite a few songs, right? So that's what, about 45 songs.
Oh,
look at this.
That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work.
Right, like a whole big book of lyrics for this video.
Blanket covered by.
Yeah. So yeah, these guys are pretty prolific in their writing, and there's only been delays, probably because we live far apart from each other, and all the from my perspective, the guys are doing other things too, right? So I'm always kind of waiting, like, okay, when are we doing this again? If I had it my way, I'd be in the studio every single day just writing, but realistically,
Well, you got kids and you got a dog and you got a house and all that
and
stuff.
the guys have kids and wives and jobs, responsibilities. We all have responsibilities. So, so I just take it as it comes. So.
And you, Andrew? What?
I'm sorry, what was it?
Pardon? Try again.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, what were you saying?
I was just going to ask you what the question was.
I was going to ask you, when you became part of this band, how did you fit in? Did you fit in okay? Did they welcome you? Did they?
They were all very, very welcoming. Actually, if you don't mind me sharing a quick story, before I joined the band, I had heard the band through my cousins, who Anne had actually worked with. So my aunt and uncle, Anne had been working with them for some time, a while back. And I was over at their house one day, and they said, "Oh, this lady Anne works with us, and check out her band." And I remember hearing it and thinking, like, wow, this is some really next level stuff, like amazing, right? And one day, like years later, I don't know what really compelled me to, but I was just kind of browsing classifieds for bands, seeing who was looking for a guitarist. And I happened to come across, I think Don was the one who put the ad up. Don said, to come in for an audition. So I did. And I remember he said, like, don't worry about bringing any musical equipment. Like, just bring your guitar. We have the amp here. And it was at Gary's old house. And I actually had my whole set with me in the car. I didn't bring it in, but I had it there just in case. And they had me playing through this little amp. And I just remember, like, I had learned maybe 3 songs. I remember it was Transcend, Gypsy Heart, and I'm forgetting the third one now.
Maybe Pandora's Box or something.
Oh yes, that's the one. It was Pandora's Box. That's right. So and I came and I plugged into this little amp, and I just remember having such a great jam with everybody, and I could just tell, like, right off the bat, like there was some chemistry there, and we all clicked, right? Mm-hmm. And the best part of all of this, like the part that I will never forget, Don, I can't remember if he called me or he called me. He called me later that day, and he said, "You know what? We're actually not going to audition anybody else. Like, you've got the part. You want to join the band?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, absolutely!"
Mazel tov.
And here we are.
We didn't know that you were related to my boss, right?
Oh.
Later on, I think you brought it up. I didn't know if you brought it up that day or the next time. I can't remember.
No, I think I briefly did mention it, but yeah, we talked about it a lot more later on. So
yeah, it was just like a weird fluke, and yeah, it was very cool. And I just told this story to a friend of mine months ago. Isn't that weird? And I haven't really thought about it, talked about that in years. And this fellow I was chatting with, I just talked to him about it. So yeah, funny. Anyway, here we are.
Well, we are going to be.
So we're happy to have him, and yeah, we felt the same. We just thought, there was a click. He was very professional, very talented, and he could play violin as well, right? you to play violin. So
Yeah.
it was great. Yeah.
Thank you for
Oh,
coming
thank
on
you.
to my show, both of you, Andrew and
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
nice,
our pleasure. Yeah.
nice to be had. Well, I'm going to say goodnight. Don't leave. Hold on. Well, this is the end of the story, and so we say adieu. See you next week.
I've come to stay for a while. My wings are packed away. Father sent me here to help us learn astray. In human form I awake, but I keep my
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again,
Godspeed, my love. God is with us always for the rest of all our